Okay, so today we are going to have an honest mano-a-mano conversation about balance, right? So when I was a kid, I was always told that balance was getting down to an athletic stance and getting on our toes. But what I found, especially in teaching younger kids, is that this is not necessarily the case, right? So this is just, through experience on the court, as well as definitely a huge shout out to my mentor, Rob Fodor, in terms of understanding this idea of a vertical drop, which we'll get into here. So if I were to ask you, okay, stand straight up and down and be as balanced as possible, everybody, or the majority of us, would stand like this, right? We would just stand full foot to the ground, and we'd be in this position, upright. We would never go just to our heels, and we also wouldn't just go right to our toes, right? We wouldn't say that we're super balanced this way. If somebody puts me from the back here, I'm obviously going to fall over. So if you think about that, and you think about how the more connection that our foot has to the ground, right, so long as that we're over top of it, the more balanced we're going to be. So when we go to shoot, instead of thinking just dropping down and everything going right to our toes to shoot to begin with, right, what if we started to think about more so of this full foot connection? Now, full foot connection in that we're not staying connected the entire time full foot to the ground, obviously, but what the full foot connection will do is allow us to kind of still things up top, to really actually use the full ground to our advantage, to still everything else in the shot, and to actually really serve as that buzzword of a foundation that we like to talk about, okay? So if I was standing straight up and down in this position, right, instead of dropping down to my toes, where you can see what I'm doing here is I lean forward this way. When I lean forward like this, all of my weight goes forward, and unless I have a super strong core or super strong hips, which a lot of young players don't have, right, what's going to happen here is we're going to end up pulling backwards, and you'll see the knees come out way over the toes, and it creates kind of almost like this snake-like movement through the shot, which just adds movement to the shot in general, and we want to take that away. So how do we do that? This is where we call upon the book of Fodor in the vertical drop, and learning how to actually sit down to the floor, feet connected to the ground, and super solid, okay? So I'm here in this position. Now, instead of leaning or leading to the floor, what I say leading with the knees, we're going to lead with the hips or lead with the butt. We're going to keep chest up, chin up, eyes up, and we're going to sit this butt back, and I'm going to keep the weight evenly distributed between the arches of my feet, okay? So I'm going from a high position where I'm balanced to now a drop position balance where I'm still pretty much in the same exact spot. I'm just dropping vertically. And what that's going to do, it's going to center me, right? It's going to keep me super still, and I can start to move this ball up the body, no problem. I can sit here all day. I can move this from the 1 to the 2, and nothing has to move until I actually want it to, okay? So the hardest part about this is starting to get adjusted to leading to the ground with your butt while keeping chest up versus leading to your knees where all of our weight is going to move forward. But if we can get this down, if we can get this concept of a vertical drop down here while keeping chest up, chin up, eyes up, it's going to really serve as that foundation that's going to allow us to move and take advantage of all of the good stuff that we're doing from the waist up. Okay, so let's say I'm going into a catch and shoot situation, right? When I'm going to go catch this ball, I'm going to do it the wrong way first. So I'm going to catch and immediately go to my toes, right? So you can see when I do this, what happens for a lot of players is everything is going to move forward this way. So my chest almost goes down, and now I'm going to be tasked with having to bring the ball back up, right? Instead of leading with our toes to the ground, right, we land and go full foot. So you can think about this heel toe, okay? So if I were to land heel toe, I'm here, and now I've actually established a real foundation where I'm quiet, I'm still, and I'm really truly taking advantage of my balance, okay? Now, this does not mean that we're staying full foot forever again, but if we can go heel toe, right, we can start to still the body down low, allow us to take advantage of how we're moving the ball up top before we eventually transfer that weight over to our toes. Oh.